Reinsurance Business recently had the pleasure of being on the ground at the 2025 Bermuda Risk Summit, where we caught up with reinsurance and insurance executives to hear their perspectives on the vital questions facing the industry today. In this episode of Reinsurance Business TV, we ask, what are the biggest capacity challenges impacting the reinsurance market?
So globally, the lack of clarity around regulations is a challenge for most insurers. And then we have protection gaps as it pertains to cyber risk and climate risk worldwide. And how do we fill those voids that exist in the market? And then there is a global fight for human capital. Everybody is fighting for the same talent pool. Luckily in Bermuda, we're able to develop our talent pool and also attract top talent on the island. But a lot of jurisdictions are struggling with finding the human capacity that they require.
So I guess when I think about capacity, it's a bit like that comment around sort of mini pricing cycles. In as much as a key driver for that is the availability of capital, obviously the supply side. And I think what we've seen in the recent past is there's plenty of capital out there that wants to be deployed in this space. But it wants to be deployed in quite specific places where the risks are well understood, well modelled, good track record and those kind of things. And I think the real challenge is around how can some of that capacity be deployed in other areas. And that could be in relation to other perils that maybe not modelled as well. Geographic regions that maybe don't have the same history of data quality and so on as some of the more established areas, but also looking at liability classes as well, and how liability classes can at the moment I think offer after a good period of rate rises can offer some attractive returns for alternate capital as well, not just for rated carriers such as ourselves. So I think that part around the supply of capital to those different topics is interesting, and I think we'll see that both in terms of sidecars and sidecar-like vehicles, not necessarily traditional sidecars. I think we've seen some of that in terms of more capital being deployed in that form, and then I think also in parametric products as well. I think there's an opportunity with parametric products. So I think there are ways in which capital can be deployed. I think what we'll find out over the next couple of years is which of those stick the most, which do people have a good experience with, and therefore find as a way that they can get comfortable on a larger scale. There is already deployment in all of these areas, but just the scale at the moment is still much more in the traditional spaces, and sort of moving to some of these areas, I think is what the trend we're going to see from a capital supply perspective, I think, over the next few years.